for today, which is Tuesday. So one of the first things we're going to look at is the Mississippi area and northwestern Alabama. So we're going to go ahead and look at the temperature profiles. Now, this is the cold front right here, draping across. And what's going to happen is that cold front's going to start, it's going to come in from the southwest, and it's going to start to go more northeast as it gets closer to the Mississippi River. And as that happens, we're going to have a very strong southerly winds coming up into the area with nice moist air mass ejecting to the north. And out ahead of it, we're going to have some better thermodynamics in place where we're going to see mid to upper 70s ahead of it. The reason why I've chosen the Northwest Tennessee area, the Paris, Tennessee area, is because we're going to have a sharp increase in thermodynamics at about 1 to 3 o'clock, and that's going to allow um, for potentially for some QLCS type tornadoes. The biggest threat we're looking at is rain wrap tornadoes, QLCS type tornadoes, and damaging winds between 55 and 60 miles per hour look to be the biggest threats. Hail doesn't look to be the biggest concern out of this at all. There will be some hail reports, but rain wrap tornadoes, QLCS, weak, short lived, seem to be a potential, as well as damaging straight line winds. This line will be aggressive. It will be racing to the east-northeast between 45 and 50 miles per hour, maybe at sometimes a little quicker than that during the day today. It is Tuesday, 10/25, the date. So one of the other things we're going to look at here is the dew points. And a couple days ago, there was a lot of uncertainty regarding how much moisture would evect up towards the north out ahead of that cold front. And very sharp, as you can see, this is where the cold front's draped across. And you have northerly advection moisture being pumped north even during the day on Tuesday, and you can kind of see what's called frontal pooling. And what you have here is you have this is where the cold front is, but this is where the thunderstorm activity is. But you have winds coming up from the back, and then winds coming in this winds going this way, and that's going to create a low end tornado potential. And I was initially going to target northern Mississippi, but instead I've decided to go to northwest Tennessee and western Kentucky because there's going to be better backing with that low pressure system off to the west. And so I think we'll have some better shear and better backing in that area. Also, bowing segments will be a little bit more prominent in that area with that appropriate backing. And this is as we continue on. This is 19Z about 2 o'clock, 12, 1, 2 o'clock. Dew points are in the 65 to 66 range. So I like that. Um, let's go ahead and check. Now this is the potential wind gusts. And it is picking up on a few isolated pockets in the general area of those thunderstorms that are between about 45 knots, which would be about 55 knots, 55 miles per hour. Excuse me, I'm very, very tired. So not quite severe limits, but we'll probably have active day tomorrow, especially across central and northern Mississippi into western Tennessee and northwest Tennessee as we progress through the day. And we're going to go ahead and look at the surface-based CAPE instability real quick here. And you can see with what I'm talking about right here, this is where we'll have most of the backing in this general area. So that's kind of why I've chosen the Tennessee, Western Kentucky area for today, because I think that the tornado potential, it's very, very low. But nonetheless, uh, it'll make for some pretty good structure. And if it can maintain itself, some pretty stout damaging winds as well. And the Cape values are not that high, but given the shear in the environment, that's kind of going to help with that lack. And this is the tornado parameters. Once again, they're a little bit low, but that's to be expected. Not to say we won't see a tornado today, but it is pretty low. One of the other things, so we're going to go ahead and back up here to this other graphic here, and this is basically now we're going to be talking about the area that I'm going to be covering. This is the temperature forecast map for Tuesday today, and as what I was talking about with the increase in temperatures, you have temperatures out ahead of it about in the low 70s, mid 70s, and then you see a pretty sharp spike right in this area, like Hopkinsville, to the northeast of Paris, Tennessee. You're almost in the 80s. So if we get that to happen, it could get a little bit more dicey. It's good enough. So, and as we continue on, about this is 19Z and 60 to 65 dew points as well, which is plenty, enough for this. So I'm going to go ahead and back out here and look at one last thing. This is 15Z in the morning, 18Z. So along the line itself, we could have a few quick spin ups. It's pretty low, but the opportunity is there if it does come together. So, and they will be QLCS type spin ups. Very, very weak in nature and very short lived. Um, so probably we'll go live at about 1:30 today, 1:30 p.m. today. We'll go live. So stay tuned for that. And this is not a severe weather outbreak by any means. This is not a very organized system, but it has potential to be disruptive and could create some havoc. So that's why I'm doing this live to discuss it.